In Köln auszurichten. Das hängt auch damit zusammen, dass wir in Köln sozusagen inoffiziell die Arena mit dem Depeche Mode Konzert eröffnen werden. Das ist Ausdruck der Freude darüber, dass es in Köln ein so fantastisches Publikum gibt, eine fantastische neue Halle, und wir freuen uns ganz besonders am Anfang sozusagen diese Halle richtig einweihen zu können mit Depeche Mode, und da sind wir eigentlich gleich beim Thema. Nach 5 Jahren wieder eine Tournee von Depeche Mode, ein Ereignis nicht nur für ihre Fans und die Medien, sondern ganz sicher ein großes Musikereignis. Es wird ca. 25 Termine in Europa plus 25 Termine in Europa und 5 noch im Osten umfassen, das heißt in Russland, in Lettland, Estland. Diese Daten sind noch nicht aufgeführt hier, aber ich wollte sie auf jeden Fall Ihnen zur Kenntnis geben, dass diese Tage am Anfang der Tour stehen werden. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very, very glad to be given the opportunity to present Depeche Mode here for the announcement of their first European tour in 5 years. I think this is not only a special reason for that. The Rhine and Ruhr have always been the heart of the Depeche Mode fan group base, and also we are inaugurating the Cologne Arena. Would you please welcome Depeche Mode? Können wir dafür sorgen, dass bitte alle Mikrofone angeschaltet sind? An die Technik. So.
Ne? Die sehen doch gar nichts mehr. Vielleicht kommt sie mit 2 Runden.
Ich möchte die Fotografen noch mal darauf hinweisen, dass wir bitte keine Fotos während der Pressekonferenz machen, mit Rücksicht auf unsere Freunde vom Fernsehen, ja? Jeder, der sich nicht daran hält, der muss leider den Raum sofort verlassen.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, Alan couldn't make it.
No, thanks, Let's put Mr. Miller there. Yeah, let's like doing a... Merrick, can I get an extra?
We told everybody not to smoke because he insists to smoke alone.
Ja. Ich freue mich sehr, heute hier die Band Depeche Mode vorstellen zu können. Andrew Fletcher, Dave Gahan, Martin Gore, sie gehen auf Tour. Ich bitte um Fragen.
Oh, so we just want to say a few... Merrick, you said it also...
Ja.
Sorry.
He insisted on this.
I already introduced you, so here I introduce you again.
That's okay.
Thank you very much for coming here, gentlemen. We're delighted to have you here in Cologne. There's a special reason, of course, it's me, but also the arena in Cologne, which we're inaugurating with the concert of Depeche Mode. And I've said that this is always, the Rhine-Ruhr has always been the heart of the fan base in Germany. And I think Andy would now like to say a couple of words to you. Thank you very much, Andy.
We just want to thank Merrick for promoting this game and putting this all together. It's been a fantastic, thank you. And thanks for all the reps from all the different countries. And thanks to our manager, Jonathan, who's kept us together in the last 4 years. and that's been very hard. And I think 4 years ago when we finished the last tour, we thought maybe it'd be the last Depeche Mode tour. But we've since recorded, which we think is a very good album. We've just been in the studio for the last 3 months recording new material, and this next tour, which we're all very happy about, we think is going to be one of the best Depeche Mode tours. We're going to be doing all our best tracks for the last 12 years. So it'll be a historical perspective, and we're very much looking forward to it. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice one, man.
Kann ich bitte die Fragen haben? Da vorne war eine Frage.
How do you feel about being on the road over this kind of long time? Are you expecting more? Are you terrified about the idea of staying as the band?
I think I think we're looking forward to it. I think to go on tour last time would have been a mistake for us because the previous tour was just too long. It was 15 months long, and for us to go on tour last year, although there was a long break between the previous tour that we did and the one that we're about to take now, to go on tour last year would have been like too short a time for us. We still had too many bad memories of that tour, which was 15 months long. And this time we're like taking it in our stride. We're doing a 4-month tour and just to see how things go. And we're looking forward to that because I think we can handle a 4-month tour. That's not too long. We've done like far longer tours in the past, and this one we are looking forward to. At that time it would have been a mistake for us to do it, but now we're really looking forward to it.
Has there been any negative feedback last year when you announced you wouldn't go on tour?
Actually, no, I think it was pretty positive.
I think people understood.
It would have been insane for us to take that on at that time. I think not only would have been cheating ourselves, we would have been cheating our fans because we just wasn't ready. And it was quite a big ordeal just getting together the three of us and recording another record. And after Alan departed, we had to have a rethink about how we were going to work and in the studio, and we had to find people to fulfil that role that Alan played. And so, it was too much to take on. It took quite a while, probably about 6 months during the recording of Ultra, that before we really settled in and became okay with each other. And not that we disliked each other or anything. It was just, it was just that everybody had kind of been through a lot of different things, and getting familiar with just working again. Took some time.
Meldung?
What do we have to expect from your live performance?
I think, like I say, it's going to be a historical perspective with this 86 to 98. All the songs that we recorded in that period, we're going to be doing most of the sort of big songs in that period, plus a couple of earlier songs as well. So it's going to be sort of more of a celebration of our history.
It won't be like 4 guys on stage playing their instruments, 3.
And a few extras. I'll be singing.
And I'm working on my new dance routines as well.
A lot's happened since the last tour. There's been like the Spice Girls and stuff like that, so we've been working very hard to...
We've been watching it very carefully, and I think fans are going to be surprised what's going to be happening.
Our coordination's a little out, but we're getting there.
We're a bit rickety.
That has gone through some troubled times. Has that been influenced in your new album as
Well, we won't actually be releasing a new album. There's going to be some new songs. I don't know, I think the atmosphere that we're recording at the moment is a really good atmosphere. So perhaps that's the best way that it's being influenced, the fact that we're all healthy and having a good time at the moment.
I think we're very grateful as well that I am anyway. I think I speak for the others as well, that we get to do this. That making Ultra was a process, and it was like a lot of what you're talking about really. And now we're more comfortable. It's just good to be working again.
Da hinten.
Excuse me, could you please speak a little bit louder, everybody, so everybody in the room can hear, and then the band also. Thank you very much.
How many new songs are you going to present on your tour?
How many new songs?
Well, we'll be playing a few songs from Ultra, and there'll be a new song from this Greatest Hits.
We've got a couple of new songs.
There's a couple of new songs.
We don't know if we're playing yet as well.
How many?
So,
How many there are?
Well, in total, we'd be playing about 18 to 19 songs, you know, of which we've got this one song that no one's heard yet, plus we've got another 2 songs that no one's heard yet, but we're not sure if we're playing them. But of course, we haven't performed the songs from Ultra yet as well, so we only performed them a couple of times. So that's a good thing for the fans to look out for as well. I mean, it's quite strange, I have to say, sorry, that normally you do a tour, you do an album, then you do a tour. Now we've finally avoided that sort of routine, so it's quite nice that this actual tour will not be just promoting a new album as such. So it's going to be more of a historical perspective.
Live, I think we play, you know, possibly about 18 songs, usually 18 to 20 songs, and we sort of like sat down and did this list of songs that we feel we have to play, and I think there's like, we're at a stage now where I think there's about 16 songs over the last 12 years or so that we feel are not even contentious, that we don't even argue about, that we feel we have to play. You know, it's just, that is how it is. You know, that's like there are 16 songs or so that I think people would feel cheated if we didn't play. So, you know, we build from that. So there's 16 songs you probably know we're going to play.
The last 16 singles. and a couple of really old ones.
Is Mr. Anton Corbin, has he planned the visual side of the show?
No, Anton. So you sounded very much like Anton.
He may be involved in some of the stage show, but we haven't yet decided on who we're going to use. We're still looking at about 3 different designs, and just keeping an open mind. We haven't yet decided.
It's 5 years since you last toured, which is a really long time. Did you ever worry at all that, you know, some of your fans might have moved on, or do you have very loyal fans?
I think our fans are really loyal. You know, we've kind of like, I think we've always been sort of, I don't know why, but we've pretty much like created our own little niche. And the fans have stuck with us and grown with us as well, which is really nice. And even today, just doing this press conference, there's quite a few fans outside, and it's really nice. You know, they've been very loyal to us, and I don't think that's a worry. And to be honest, you know, I don't think it was a consideration. You know, like Martin said earlier, we just didn't even consider touring at all with the last record. You know, and there's always been pretty big gaps in between our touring.
I think the thing is, you know, we've been together now for 17 or 18 years, and we've seen bands come and go all the time. You know, the latest big thing, they come and they go, but we just concentrate on trying to make our music as good as possible. And by doing that, I think that's the best way you can actually try and keep your fans.
If you started worrying, you know, whether there's going to be fans there, I think you'd like, you know, start thinking about, you know, the music you made. We just make music for ourselves, music that we like. And then hopefully someone out there likes it, and then people will come along to the concerts. Yeah, the music's the most important thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
The 80s coming now back in fashion. Does it influence your decision to go on a historical tour?
Well, I don't think you could ever say that we've been trendy. It's probably why we've lasted so long. I don't think we've ever been it certainly helps, I'm sure.
We like to see as a band of the 90s. You know, we don't try and go on all these 80s compilations that come out. It just so happens our music does span the 80s and 90s. So, in fact, most of the tracks on this new album are going to be from the 90s. So, no, it doesn't.
Things went a little bit over the top last time, so what kind of precautions are you going to take this time to prevent that?
We've got rules that we keep.
What kind of rules?
I only drink 2 days a week. You may laugh.
You started your career in the 80s as something like a teeny band or teeny crew. What do you want to be in the end of the 90s, please?
We want to be back as a team. Yeah.
And what else?
I think it's, you know, again, nice to be considered at the end of the 90s still to be a sort of a credible and a very well-known band that's still making good music, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, as I said, you know, we're really fortunate that we've been able to make records over virtually 2 decades, and there's not many bands that get to do that. So, you know, that's it really. You know, I don't think like, I think there's too much emphasis based on like 80s, 90s, you know, 70s, 60s, whatever. You know, it's we're just still making music, and we still want to play, and we still have fans that want to come and see us. It's as simple as that, really.
Also, we're very lucky when we started, we were very young as well. You know, so hopefully we're still young now, aren't we? 36, is that young? No.
That was a serious question.
How nervous are you about going on the road again?
Well, sitting here now, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to desperately stop my body from shaking. So I don't know. You know, we did a couple of performances, like just with just playing a few songs with Ultra and these launch party things that we did, and it was really nerve-wracking. But I think it's good to be nervous. You know, it's nervous energy can be kind of put into performing, and for me personally, it's pretty important. If I wasn't feeling nervous, I think there'd be something wrong. But yeah, I'm really nervous.
How much people could we expect on stage?
Well, we're going to use a drummer full-time on stage. He's an Austrian guy. He's really good, and he worked with us on the TV show Christian Eiger. And we're thinking we might have a couple of backing singers and perhaps one synth player, something like that. You know, I don't know.
At the moment as well, Tim Simonon, our producer as well, wants to come on stage for a couple of songs, so he may come and scratch. Scratch his head.
Whatever that is, we're not quite sure, but we heard it's quite hip.
But in the beginning, you started with a lot of keyboard playing, and so on. Now the guitar has become more and more important. So would you describe yourself now as a rock and roll band?
Not really. I mean, I started playing instruments when I was 13. I started playing guitar. I didn't see a synthesizer until I was about 18. So, in a way, it was unnatural for me to be a synthesizer player for like the first 10 years of our history, or whatever. No, 7 years or whatever. So it was like a natural thing for me to progress and play guitar, because it was, you know, that's how I started off. So, you know, when we did our list of songs, if you look at it, it's about 80% of the songs I'll be playing guitar on, because that, you know, 80% of our songs have guitars. But, you know, there are songs where I'll play synthesizer. You know, it's just it's natural. You know, it's a natural thing for us to do.
I think as well, like, I mean, for me, like, all my favourite performers and singers have always been from great rock and roll bands, what I would consider great rock and roll bands. So,
for example,
Mick Jagger, you know, people like that.
and
Donny Osmond.
I can't think of any more.
What about contemporary bands that are around now? Do you have any faves? Anybody that you can align yourself with, or think might have been influenced by your sound?
I think there's probably a lot of bands that at some point have been influenced by what we do. You know, not necessarily the songs, but more like the way we work. You know, bands like Prodigy and stuff like that. I'm sure that, you know. But you know, as far as like us taking influences from them, I don't know. You know, I think we've always just tried to keep listening to what's going on, and you know, the last record I bought was the Verve record, and I like that record.
what about Diesel Christ?
Pardon?
Diesel Christ, yeah.
I've never heard of him.
I like the idea of what they did with Songs of Faith and Devotion. They take the album and do it in a way that they thought that we should have done it.
I'd like to hear that.
But, you know, had they done it right, it would have been interesting, you know. I think what's really nice is before our greatest hits, I hate that term, greatest hits, it's the singles, 86 to 98 comes out. We've got this tribute album that comes out in the summer, which is really interesting because there's, you know, a lot of contemporary bands covering our songs, you know, and that finally is that there's some good bands that have decided to cover our songs. and it doesn't originate from Sweden. Sorry, Frederick.
Over there.
That stage, when you get to that stage when other bands are covering your songs, don't you get a feeling inside, well, think, oh God, we've been in this business a bit too long, maybe it's time to throw our hands and say, that's enough, let's just fade out of the way?
I think, you know, you have to look at what records you're making now, you know, and if you still consider those records to be good, then that's okay to carry on. The problem is getting to that stage, you know. We think our last record was one of our best records, so we think that's good, you know.
I think as long as you know, as a band, we're interested in working with each other and interested in making music and performing it. It's, if anything, it's a compliment. You know?
Isn't it the greatest honour you can have, like, you know, for a lot of contemporary bands to cover your songs and admit that you were an influence? That's surely the greatest honour you can have. Why in this game too long? You know, I'm sorry, I take it as the greatest honour I could have. You know,
I mean, it's quite a wide spectrum of bands as well. You know, even at the top end, like, you know, Smashing Pumpkins have done one, and The Cure, and who else is there?
I don't know. It's the interesting thing about it is it's a lot of like alternative rock bands, so it's not particularly electronic based. You know, it's like coming from this American alternative rock angle, which we've been a great influence on.
Can we have more questions?
At the back there.
Yeah.
Have you got any other bands that have been playing with you? Any sport acts, or will you be playing with them?
Any sporting acts? We haven't yet. As Mark said, you know, Tim Simonon from Bomb the Bass is going to. I know we haven't really thought about that much. Well, we are thinking about it, but we haven't decided on anything.
Whoever wants to support us, we've decided it should be someone we dislike because they pick up a lot of spare change.
Yeah, and they have to wear armour.
Are you going to rehearse in London or in Europe?
In London.
In London, probably, yeah.
Why?
Well, we got, you know, I mean, it's harder for Dave because he lives in New York now, but I mean, it's where our families live, and you know, it's when you're going away for 4 months, you know, we think it's important to like be as close to them as possible before we go away.
But it's also about, you know, common sense. We lived there, you know, 2 of us lived there, and there are rehearsal studios there. We could go somewhere else, but common sense dictates the fact that maybe we should rehearse in London.
Plus, we're all really selfish, and 2 beats 1.
Which songs did those contemporary bands cover?
All across the board, really.
Smashing Pumpkins did Never Let Me Down. The Cure have covered World in My Eyes. And it's like, there's all kinds of stuff like Fly on the Windscreen, Somebody.
I Feel You.
I Feel You was done.
Apollo,
In Your Room.
Apollo 440.
Apollo 440 did that.
Yeah, it's not just singles. There's album tracks and B-sides.
I'm sure that there will be a press conference for that. So can we have more questions regarding the tour? Yeah.
No, it's an interesting angle, though, Anna. Interesting angle.
Well, I'm working for your record company, don't I? So.
Oh, sorry, that is not coming out on Intercord, by the way.
No offense to Polygram.
How much days do you plan for the States?
Similar sort of time, 2 months, something like that. We finish actually before Christmas, so it's nice, nice little package. And also, which is not on this list, we're thinking of doing some Eastern European gigs before Helsinki as well. Maybe Russia, which we've never been to before.
So last question?
Stephanie.
This is the St John's Wood correspondent.
The way you learn from your music life, is there anything new you would like to experiment, something you've never tried in the past, and that would be a good occasion because it could be one of the last tour?
Is this musically?
Apart from the dance routines we mentioned earlier. You mean?
Something new about the music, the way you transform your music, you've got some records, the way you put it live, is there anything new?
Yeah, I mean, you know, one using a drummer throughout the whole show is, you know, that's something we experimented with on the Songs of Faith and Devotion tour, and we used backing singers there, and that worked well. So we'll be using that. And like Fletch said, you know, we need a keyboard player because Alan's not with us anymore, and he played a lot of stuff. So, you know, I think, and the couple of little things that we did with the Ultra Party things that we did, it really did transform the old songs quite a bit, I think. You know, for me, it felt a lot more exciting to feel a drummer behind me and stuff.
No questions. Over there.
Have you already been writing any new material or any plans for...
Where you been?
We've been in the studio for the last 2 months, and we're finishing off a single at the moment as we speak, actually. So we get back tonight and the mix should be finished. It was almost finished when we left yesterday. So we're going back and we'll finish it off tonight or tomorrow. And there's another couple of new songs that will go on the first single package. So yeah, we have been working on new stuff, yeah.
Self-produced?
With Tim Simonon from Bomb the Bass, again. that guy who scratches his head sometimes.
The lady over there.
And when do your fans can expect a new album?
God knows. Well, actually, the good thing is that with this tour being, only four months long, I think we all agree that we haven't released as many records as we should have over the last 6 or 7 years. That's what our fans think. The average person in the street probably doesn't know that. But so it'd be good to actually get an album done, as soon as possible. But I can't tell you when that will be.
These days it seems to be traditional. It's like 3 or 4 years between albums, and I don't know if we'll actually get any quicker. But
don't hold your breath.
No. I find it incredible that we released an album every year for the first 7 years of our career. How we did that, don't ask me. But then I've listened to him. Yeah, ask me.
You said you're going to do some gigs before Helsinki, but your tour is going to start in Helsinki.
Well, not if we're going to do some gigs before. We're thinking about that, because we've got a lot of fans in eastern part of Europe, and it'd be nice to do a few warm-up gigs out there. Yeah.
So you don't know where
We don't know where they are yet. No.
We have a good idea, but as the press are here, no, we haven't got a clue.
Actually, we know.
Let me guess,
No.
You insisted on the fact that you were using a keyboarder and a full-time drummer. Do you need to play everything live, every note? Other bands get away with playing that.
It's a very interesting question, and it's weird that we've never heard a question like that before. So, we always got attacked for years and years and years for doing that, and probably being one of the first bands to do that and openly admit to it. But yeah, it's gone on. Bands have been doing that for years. Whether it be Pink Floyd or Depeche Mode. But for us, it's something very different. To try and perform a lot of the stuff live. But we were using computers, on stage, so...
It's still impossible for us to play absolutely everything live because our records are too complex. Of course, we have to run computers. I think that's it's a fact, and I think anyone with any sense will realise that we have to run computers live.
Andy, what kind of role you have in the band now? There's been talking
I just say a few jokes and do introductions to speeches at dinners and things like that. Yeah.
The other guys, do they trust him?
They don't trust me. They don't trust me at all. No. It's by sheer stealth I've managed to keep in here. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Depeche Mode, Andy, David.
Thank you.
Martin, thank you very much for your time. For the open answer. Thank you.
Det sitter i detaljerna. Hitta ditt kök hos Marbodal.
welcome back to the show. Let's get straight on and get my next guest out. They have sold an incredible 100 million records. This is why. Look at this.